Hey everyone, it's Kingdom Kid here with another update for the fourth quarter of 2022. I can't believe that we are already in the fourth quarter of 2022. It's October. How crazy is that? That's so fucking crazy. And the games are not slowing down. This is a great year for video games. I think this 2017 was a great year for video games. I think this year is on par with that. If not, maybe it might have already succeeded it. We'll see. But in my opinion, I think this is a great year. This is a top contender for best year of the decade in the 2020s, and I think it's great so far. So yeah, so this is what I do. I will talk about the previous quarter, talk about some of the games that came out, talk about if I cover them, if I plan to cover them, or how I covered them, and then we'll go into the next quarter, this being the last quarter, and we'll talk about some games that are coming out and some games that I'm coming out. Interested in. And I also mentioned a couple of things that are happening on the channel as well. Fucking bugs. But yeah, so that's great. I don't really have too much of an update in terms of that channel. I do have a couple of things I'm going to talk about. I'll talk about it right here at the beginning as we talk about July, because what I'm going to talk about concerns a game that came out in July. So here we go. So July had a couple of games that I'm very interested in. As a matter of fact, it had the big game, probably the I'll talk more about that when we get there. So it had Klonoa Fantasy Revive series, which had Klonoa 1 and Klonoa 2 on it. I think I played a little bit of Klonoa 1 years and years and years ago, but I never really played them, I am interested in this, and I kind of do want to pick it up. I have yet to pick it up. I don't know if I'd ever cover it or anything like that, but it looks very interesting, and I hope if you guys are a fan of the Klonoa games, that you pick them up. Live Alive came out, and right off the bat, I just want to say I love that game so fucking much. That's a fantastic game. It's wonderful. I loved it. It was Octopath Traveler before Octopath Traveler, which by the way got announced. Octopath Traveler 2 got announced for everything during a thing. But yeah, no, I loved it. It was fantastic. I loved it. If it wasn't for one other game that also came out in this month, it probably would have been my favorite Switch game of the year. That being said, we did have some issues with it. If you guys have been following my other channel, I did leave a community post roughly around the beginning of September. I think maybe a week into September. I got two. It wasn't copyright strikes or anything like that. It's just content ID shit. I got two of them. So yeah, I did Live Alive as a live stream series, and I streamed the whole entire game. You guys probably don't know that because, like I said, I got two content IDs for the last two parts, which covered the final chapter that doesn't unlock, which covered the 8th chapter, which doesn't unlock until you beat all the other chapters, and then there's a chapter after that that unlocks after you beat that chapter. I got content ID on both of those streams, and that sucks. That really sucks, and I'm not the only one. I thought I was the only one. I am not the only one. Someone else who's really big on the video game community also did those, and he made a video and I disputed them too. I disputed them, and they failed. They flat out failed. So as the dispute was going on, they were viewable for a couple of days before Square Enix. This was manually done by Square Enix. It was not automated. It was manually done by Square Enix. And they said, nope, sorry, you can't do this. You can't show content from a almost 30-year-old game. What the fuck? Yeah, there's one extra boss. There's one new boss that was added that was not in the original game. That's it. There's a little bit of extra stuff too. That is all. That is all that there is. And they don't want you to show that. I'm sorry. First of all, this game. First of all, let's talk about Square Enix for a little bit. Square Enix, you have not been doing a good job in marketing your games. Flat out, you have not been doing a good job, and I'll talk about that in a couple of games that have also been coming out, or that have come out. If it's not Final Fantasy, to some extent Kingdom Hearts, and maybe Dragon Quest, you do not do a good job of marketing your games. Live Alive, I'll be honest, I have not seen any when they announced in that one Nintendo Direct, I think what was in March or something like that. That was the one and only time I ever really saw any marketing. It was hey, Square Enix, we're doing Live Alive. Here's a game that never came out anywhere outside Japan. For the first time, it's coming out outside Japan, everywhere. I never saw any marketing afterwards. Like, and I follow Square Enix. I follow like all the English Square Enix, things. Never saw any marketing. Barely anything. It was basically kind of like the same marketing that they gave for Neo: The World Ends With You, which had shit marketing as well. That being said, like, why? First of all, okay, if you want a content ID the stream, the video that had the new boss, fine. If you want to do that, that's fine. But why content ID the eighth character? Flat out, I watched the announcement trailer. They show the final boss for that trailer, like, right in there. Like, it's rarely early on. They spoiled Chapter 8 in a way. They spoiled that hidden chapter that you can't even pick at the beginning of the game in their trailer. How? And you have the gall to be like, oh, you can't even show anything. Like, I think both of them are over 4 hours. The last one might be over 5 hours, just barely. I can't remember. I know the live stream was, but I might have cut it down to be less than 5 hours at least. Either way, it's like, nope. Out of this whole entire 4 hours, you can't see anything. For both of those videos, you can't see anything. Even though you flat out spoiled the start of the final boss for that chapter that you can't even access since you beat all the other ones. It's mind-boggling to me. I don't understand. I don't know why. And then you have the gall to be like, oh, don't show this to anyone. Again, you haven't done a good marketing for it. Like, maybe like when they were like doing a countdown, they like showed every single character. Like, oh, like 6 days left. Here's the character from the present timeline. Present story. 5 days left. Here's the character from the near future. Blah, 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 blah. Such like that. I'm sorry. But like, and then you're like, it's out. And then every now and then you see like, oh, pick up live alive. And then now it's done. Like, they did that for like maybe a couple of weeks and then they stopped doing that. I'm so sorry. But like, that is scummy. That is super scummy. And I love Square Enix. Square Enix, you're fine. You've been having issues, but it's like, what the fuck? This is stupid. And like I already said, I already disputed it, and it was like, for dispute claims, they're like, oh, they have up to 30 days, and I disputed like I think it was like September 6th when I got, like, here's the odd thing too. I got September 6th at like 1:30 a.m. is like, according to YouTube, it's like, oh, your two videos got claimed at like 1:30 something a.m. on September 6th. I'm like, what the fuck? So I woke up, I wake up and I check it, and I'm like, okay, well, I dispute that. And then, like, it's like, oh, 72 hours, after 72 hours, these videos will be viewable, unless, they say, nope, our claims are right, and then we'll block them again. And then I think it was fine for, like, maybe a week or two, and then finally, like, nope, they stand by their content ID claim. I'm like, what the fuck? That's so stupid. I don't know what I could do. I could maybe download the videos because unfortunately I've already deleted the videos. And that's the thing. That's another thing too. I think I had 8 streams or 7 streams. I think I had 7 or 8 streams, or maybe more. I can't remember. But for intents and purposes, it was a total of 8 streams. I had the 7th stream, which covered that final chapter. That one was up for over a week before I got content ID. And then it decided to get content ID the Sunday or the Monday after I released the final stream, the part 8. Because I streamed Live Alive on Saturdays. So I streamed on Saturdays, and then the VOD would release on Sunday, the following day. And then I got content ID'd early Monday morning. That makes no sense to me. Why didn't you content ID that live stream right away? Why did you wait a week after I did the other one? I don't know. It fucking sucks. I mean, something I'm thinking about doing is like, oh, what if I download the videos and reverse them? I don't know if I'm able to do that, but what if I'm able to reverse that? Will that count? If it does, hells yeah. It may be weird for everyone, but at least be able to see the videos and shit. I don't know. It's still a fun game. I do recommend picking up if you're a fan of, like, or old school Final Fantasy-ish, and I do love the 2D HD gameplay that it does and such. So it's a good game. Don't let this bog you down. spent over like Jesus. I spent like almost 10 minutes on that just alone, and we're only in July. We're only in the first month of the third quarter here. On the 29th, we had Digimon Survive. I keep going back to it. It's like, I did like it. I just feel like they could have done a lot better. They could have done a lot better with it. And so I showed one ending, and that game has 4 endings. I don't know if I'm going to show at least the other endings. I'm currently working on another ending right now. I don't know if I'll show like how the other endings will go and talk about basically everything that happened new-wise. I'll be like, oh yeah, this is what I do. So I'd be like, oh, here we are before the final boss. This is everything that led up to here. So like, this is where the new point happens. Basically, all the like, unless you're going for like, I guess the true ending. If you're going for the true ending, everything up to the finale of part of chapter 8 is the same. Everything. There might be a little more added dialogue or different dialogue depending on how different your you have like 3 affinity things. You have like courageous, harmonious, and wrathfulness. It might not be courageous, but for intents and purposes, that's what I'm saying it is. So I did the courageous route, and now I'm doing the harmonious route. And I had a few extra, just small 1 or 2 lines of dialogue in different areas from chapters 1 through 8. So other than that, and they're nothing big. There weren't anything too major. But now, like, now that I'm back in the digital world after chapter 8 and chapter 9 here, there are definitely a lot of major changes here. There's still, like, the basis of the chapter is still pretty much the same in a way. There are still some differences, but again, I've been making notes on my phone here about what those differences are. So I don't feel like they're like, oh, they're so major that I need to record and show you guys. They're like, oh no, I can just make little notes and tell you guys what they were and such. So nothing too major about that. So yeah, I don't know if that's what I'd do, because it's not but yeah, it's the way this Harmony storyline is going, it's so fucking weird. Because in Japan, I think the characters are like, 17, 18 or whatever. For whatever dumb reason, they made the characters in this game like 12, 13. I think the oldest character is like 16. No. Just no. With what is going on with one of the characters, who is 11, by the way. She's 11. She's not even a teenager. Just, it's like, what the fuck? What the fuck? So, I don't know. I might do that. We'll see. It all depends. That's all I'm just going to say. And then probably my favorite game. I'm saying this right now. This is probably going to be my number 1 game of 2022. Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I am doing a Let's Play of that. It is currently going. I have beaten the main story. There's a couple of post-game stuff I'm going to do. And, of course, there's a DLC coming out. Well, there's an update coming out that involves a new hero, which I will cover early in October. But I've beaten the main story. It's still a couple parts before that part comes out, but I love that game. That game is fantastic. It's a perfect blend between Xenoblade Chronicles 1 and Xenoblade Chronicles 2. And it has a lot of their strengths. It has some weaknesses as well. I have written down some of the stuff, like, I've been watching the ending over and over again, and just watching, like, other people talking about the game and everything else. I'm like, okay, there's some, I'm definitely, like, seeing, like, yeah, this could have been that, this could have been that and such. So, there's that. I honestly might make a review of Xenoblade Chronicles 3 on this channel afterwards. I don't know. Don't hold your breath on it. It's been a while since I've done a review of a game. I think the last review I did was World of Final Fantasy, I think. And that game came out in, like, what, 2017, 2016? So it's been a while. But I did like that game. I love Xenoblade Chronicles 3. It's my favorite Xenoblade Chronicles game, and I'll be honest, it might be better than Persona 5 in my opinion. Like, I love Persona 5, especially Persona 5 Royal, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3 might just been so much better than that. We'll see. I don't want to. I mean, going off just the base game, it's great. And then of course there's a DLC story coming out late next year. I can't wait. I hope. I'm not going to say what I hope it is, because I say that a lot in the finale of the story finale video. So there's that. August. All right, in August there wasn't really that many too many games that I picked up, but there were a lot of games that came out. Cult of Lamb came out. That game looks very charming, and I am somewhat interested in it, but at the same time I'm like, I don't know. But it does look charming. I watched someone play it, and it's like, yeah, it looks like a charming game. So, Multiverses came out, which is basically kind of like Smash Bros. In a way. I know it's free to play, but I don't know. I'm not really into that kind of stuff. Plus, I really suck at fighting games, so but it looks fun. Kirby's Dream Buffet came out. It looks fun. I didn't pick it up, but it looks fun. Saints Row came out on 23rd. I'm not really too big on the Saints Row games. I mean, yes, I did pick up Saints Row the 3rd and 4th. But this one just not only did have such a bad launch because it was so buggy and shit, but it's like it didn't really appeal to me in any shape or form. On the 26th, we had Soul Hackers 2, which is what I'm currently Let's Playing as well, and that's another game that I've beaten. And we have Pac-Man World Repack. Soul Hackers 2 is really fun. I do like it. I think, much like Square Enix, Atlas didn't really do a good job of promoting that game either. Like, they promoted it like every now and then, but I feel like they could have definitely done better for that. As soon as they like announced that Persona 5 Royal is coming out for everything in October, which I will cover that. Not the game, but I'll cover it when it comes out and such. I feel like that's where all their promotional has been going to. And plus the 25th anniversary of Persona 5 as well. So they're like, oh, Soul Hackers, here's the announcement. And then like every now and then, like Soul Hackers 2. Every now and then, Soul Hackers 2. Here's a trailer with the voice acting and such. And it's like a 1-minute trailer that has like 3 lines. It's like, what the fuck? So it's still a fun game. I recommend picking it up if you are a fan of the Shin Megami Tensei type games. It's also kind of shorter comparatively. I don't know. I haven't beaten Soul Hackers 1. So I don't know if Soul Hackers 1 is just as short or not as short, you know. So, yeah. Destroy All Humans 2 Reprobed came out on the 30th. Oh, I mean, it's basically Destroy All Humans 2 remastered, remake, whatever you want to call it. So, there's that. September. So there was supposed to be Lord of the Rings Gollum game that came out, but I think that got delayed. I don't think it's coming out this year at all. It might be coming out early next year. I haven't really been paying attention. I haven't been looking too much into games that are coming out next year, which, by the way, there's a shit ton coming out in the first 3 months. Just in February alone. Thanks, Nintendo. Fucking bugs. Again. But anyway, there's that. September. So we had JoJo's Bizarre Adventures All-Star Battle R. I did play the demo for that. I think I mentioned that when I covered this quarter. The gameplay did not go as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was like, you know, a side-scrolling kind of like beat 'em up, kind of like Dragon Ball Fighters. It was not that at all. You gotta do like some weird button inputs on the controller for that. So I'm like, maybe I won't pick that up. So there's that. I think Stairway to Heaven, is that what it's called? No, it's not Stairway to Heaven. Eyes of Heaven. Eyes of Heaven. The other JoJo Bizarre Adventure game that came out after All-Star Battle R. I think that one kind of improved the battle system in a way, from what I've seen people. I don't know. If they do announce that and then there's a demo, I probably will pick that up. At least the demo, and see if it plays differently or better for me. The Last of Us Part 1. It's The Last of Us. I like that game. I like The Last of Us. I didn't pick up The Last of Us Part 1 because I don't think it's worth $70 to do. Maybe 60, maybe even 50. But the fact that you can play the fact that you can play the PlayStation 4 version of The Last of Us on your PlayStation 5 is good enough for me. That's fine by me. I don't need up 60 FPS, more accessibility features that don't really pertain to me. If that's for someone that needs those kind of stuff, and because I know Last of Us Part 2, you can always count on that. Last of Us Part 2 had great accessibility for disabled people, and now they put most of that and even better stuff in Last of Us Part 1. Go for it. Go for it if that's all you. For someone like me that doesn't really pertain to that stuff, I don't need it. Maybe I'll pick it up at like a discount or something, or if it becomes free for PlayStation Plus members at some point. We'll see. Splatoon 3 came out. I never played any of the other ones. I know it doesn't really matter, but that kind of game I'm not really too big into, you know. Freedom Planet 2 came out. I didn't pick that up either. So, there's that. Actually, I didn't pick up any games in September now that I think about it. Which is fine. And now these last two games. I talk about how Square Enix has kind of been failing around the promoting their games department. These two games fall into that category. The Dino Field Chronicles. Same thing that happens with Live Live. It got announced. Maybe every now and then they'd be like, hey, Dino Field Chronicles. But now that it's out, I think they're like, oh, the game's out. They did that for like a whole week, and now it's done. They're like, oh, we're not promoting it anymore. I know there's a demo for that game. I haven't touched that demo yet. I might touch that demo. Because like I said, with Soul Hackers 2, Soul Hackers 2 actually technically wrapped up before Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I know there's a DLC story for Soul Hackers 2. I don't know if I'm going to get that or not. We'll see. Maybe it's something I might pick up later and then tackle, but for now, I don't think I'm going to do it. So what I'm doing now is I'm covering some demos. I covered the next game that I'll talk about. I covered the demo for that, and then there's like 2 other games I'm going to cover for terms of demos. And I might cover the Dino Field Chronicles demo. We'll see. Which, by the way, finding demos on the PlayStation 5 is so fucking hard. So, yeah, Dino Field Chronicles, I don't know. I haven't really seen too much of it. I don't even know what the gameplay's like. Is it basically like tactics in a way? I don't know. Valkyrie Elysium is the last game that came out in September. That, sorry, I got to sneeze, but not quite. And that's the game that's the first game that I checked the demo out for. And I'm saying this right off the bat, I don't know if I will cover that game in any way, shape, or form. Right now, it's not on the tables. And the reason I say that is, again, Square Enix just hasn't done good at promoting the games. Now, I looked up the demo. Like, I typed in Valkyrie, and the game didn't show up on PlayStation at all. I'm like, what the fuck? I don't even know how I found it on PlayStation. And then Star Ocean. Star Ocean is another game. I'm going to check that demo out. And I typed in Star Ocean. It did not show me Star Ocean. At least the game I was looking for. Show me Star Ocean like 2 or something like that. So I'm like, what the fuck? I don't know why finding demos is so hard. I know, if I remember correctly, back on the PlayStation 4 store, there was you know, they had like lines of all the stuff, like, you know, new releases, recently announced, blah, 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 blah. I know they had a line that said demos. That's where you would go for demos. I don't know why it's so hard for here. I don't know. I had to log in to the my PlayStation Network account on my computer and type in download, like, you know, and like, quote unquote, buy the demo, which, you know, was free, so you didn't really buy it, and hit download on there to download to my PlayStation 5. Why? I could not find that game on the PlayStation Store network, which again, I feel like is pretty shitty for Square Enix. Both of those games are Square Enix games. And I couldn't even find them by typing in, I typed in the full fucking name of the game. I typed in Valkyrie Elysium, couldn't find it. I typed in Star Ocean, the Divine something or other. The Divine Star or whatever, something. Didn't pop up at all. All I got was like, oh, here's Doom, or here's something else with like a star in it. And I'm like, what the fuck? So, I digress. And I'm sorry, so that's all that happened in the previous quarter. Now let's talk about this final quarter here, now that we're like over 20 minutes into this video. The main reason about this video. Alright, I mean, yeah, this video is also kind of like talking about the channels in a way too, and those kind of affect the channels and other stuff too, so. Alrighty, October is a pretty heavy month. There's a lot of games coming out that I'm very interested in. And we'll see. Oh, hold on. I forgot to type this in here. Alright, sorry about that. I'm not going to type that out. So October is a pretty big month. There's a lot of stuff coming out here. Some stuff I'm interested in, some stuff I'm not. And we'll talk about them. First game that's coming out that I'm again, and that's what all these games are. All the games I talk about are games I'm somewhat interested in, games that I might cover, games that I might get, and they're just big games in general. So, first game, Nier Automata for the Switch. I probably will not pick that game up. I mean, I might. I don't know. Maybe later, but something I'm not going to get right away. I freaking love Nier Automata. If for whatever reason you haven't played Nier Automata beforehand when it was on Xbox, PlayStation, and Steam, even though I know the Steam version when the game first came out had issues, I think they've all been fixed by now. Pick this game up. It's fun as hell, and not only that, there's like new costumes involved in just the Switch version. I think it's basically, you also get the Game of the Year edition as well, which you're able to fight the CEO of Square Enix. Thank God, because he's a piece of shit going into NFTs, and it's like, what the fuck, you bastard. I mean, that's the whole reason why they're blocking my live while I've been being shitty at their fucking job of promoting their fucking games. I digress. But yeah, no, pick that game up if you haven't picked it up already for the Switch. I recommend it. It's a fun game, and it's a native port, unlike with Kingdom Hearts, which are the cloud versions, which is stupid. So, and it runs like a dream, and if Nier, a PlayStation 4 game, runs native good on the Switch, why can't PlayStation 3/PlayStation 4 remakes of PlayStation 2 games run good on the Switch? I'm going to say this right now. Nier Automata, maybe besides Kingdom Hearts 3, is like more graphically advanced than all the Kingdom Hearts games besides Kingdom Hearts 3. And so yeah, those games should definitely run native ports on Switch. No More Heroes 3 is coming out on the 11th for everything. It was only a Switch exclusive, I believe, last year. So I believe that's when it came out, like late last year, mid last year. I don't know if I'll pick that game up. I know I still haven't even picked up No More Heroes 1 and 2 yet for my Switch. So I know No More Heroes 3 takes place after Travis Strikes Back, which you kind of don't really need to play that game. I mean, you might. I honestly don't know, but I did play that as Let's Play, and that was fun. It definitely does not play as No More Heroes does, but it was still fun. Dragon Ball The Breaker comes out on the 14th, which is just basically Dead by Daylight, just with a Dragon Ball skin over it. I mean, it's pretty cool. You can play either as Frieza, Cell, or Kid Buu, and who knows, they might add new quote-unquote killers or villains in, like, hopefully they're free updates and not like season passes or stuff like that. You just play as real normal people and that get like powers every now and then or something like that. A Plague's Tale Requiem comes out on the 18th. I did play a Plague's Tale Innocence. I think that's what it was called. Was the first one early this year. I think it was like the beginning of this year. I'm actually very looking forward to this at all. It was a very interesting game, and I'm looking forward to this. That's definitely going to be a Let's Play. Mario plus Rabbids Spark of Hope's coming out on the 20th. I'm not too keen on that kind of game. I know that's like XCOM-ish in the way. I'm not too keen on it, and not only that, I think they're really hyping people up. Like, oh look, we didn't forget about Rayman. He's going to be in the DLC. It's like, yay! Everyone loves Rayman, but everyone loves Rayman for the platforming, not whatever this game is. So there's that. The 21st has a couple of games coming out. It has Gotham Knights coming out. I'm not very too keen into that or interested in it that much. I mean, it could be interesting. I don't know. Does that game take place after the Arkham games? I honestly don't remember. Or if it does. Or if it's just kind of like a new thing. Either way. New Tales from the Borderlands. So I love Tales from the Borderlands. That's my favorite Telltale game. I don't know if I'm going to pick this up. I might pick it up. I don't know if it'll be a Let's Play or not if I do. Because I mean, we have a Plague's Tale, and there's a couple other things coming out later this year, or like literally the week after that are definitely going to be Let's Plays. So I don't know if I would pick it up, but I don't know. We'll see. It is interesting. I'm going to say that it is interesting, but it's not made by the same people that did Telltale. I think it's made by some of the same people that made the first Tales from the Borderlands, but I don't know. And then we have Persona 5 Royal come out for everything: PlayStation 5, Xbox, Steam, Switch. It's great. It even has a definitive edition that's not selling well on this Atlas Store exclusive because their shipping is ridiculous. It's $119 to buy it, and then the shipping with the shipping and everything else, it boosts that up. So it's like $120 to buy that game, but with shipping and everything else, that thing boosts all up to $150. I mean, I'm still gonna get because I like that collector's edition. So there's that. All right. On the 26th, we have the next update, the next DLC for Strangers of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins, Wanderer of the Rift, which has Gilgamesh. I'm super excited for that. I am definitely going to play that. I cannot wait for that. I hope it's not the same way as how they did the previous DLC. I can't even remember the name of it, but with Bahamut. I hope they don't do it the same way in that, there's a new difficulty, and that's the only way you can do the story is by going on that difficulty, which is harder than hard, or chaos, I mean, which is harder than chaos. I'm like, that's stupid. Please don't add a new difficulty that you can only play those missions on, because that's stupid. That sucks for all the people that bought the DLC or that bought the season pass, but they didn't really touch chaos difficulty. I touched chaos difficulty because I actually really love that game. That game's fun as hell. I freaking love Strangers of Paradise. But do not punish the people that don't want to touch chaos difficulty, because you can't. Because you can't do the Bahamut difficulty. I hope it's like, I mean, it's still gonna suck. It's like, oh, okay, you play this on the Bahamut difficulties. Like, that's still gonna fucking suck. Just have us play it on the normal difficulties that you can play it on and everything else. So, I hope that's something they do. Star Ocean: The Divine Force. I have never played a Star Ocean game before. I think I've seen like maybe early play, like 1 or 2 parts of a playthrough of Star Ocean. I can't even remember who did it off the top of my head. It might have been Sir Lionheart, but I can't remember. So that's my experience with Star Ocean. I've never played a Star Ocean game. I will touch the demo of that game. That will probably be coming out after I do the Valkyrie Elysium demo. So there is that. Bayonetta 3 finally is coming out on the 28th, and you know for damn sure that's going to be a Let's Play because I Let's Played Bayonetta 1 and 2 earlier this year. Resident Evil Village finally gets their DLC on the 28th as well, which does have a story based DLC, so I'll be touching that at some point. I don't know how this is going to work. Like I said, right now, oh yeah, I forgot to mention this. I think it's October 13th. I didn't write this down, but October 13th is when the new hero for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out, so I'll definitely be covering that as well. Yeah, I don't know. I honestly don't know what I'm going to be doing. There's a lot, and there's some games that are like, oh, I could Let's Play these games as well. But it's basically like, will these be longer than... Because I basically have nothing going on until A Plague's Tale comes out. And of course, you have the DLC for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 as well. And then, yeah, and then Final Fantasy Origins, and then Bayonetta 3 and the DLC for Resident Evil. So there's all that. Alrighty. So that's October. And November. In November, we have a lot of good games coming out. We have Harvestella, which I'm very excited for this. It's another game by Square Enix, which I will say probably has gotten better promotion than the other games that I mentioned that have come out. Square Enix, for whatever strange reason, has been I don't know why they've been throwing games out. And they have another game coming out a week after, Tactics Orc Reborn. What the fuck, Square Enix? Slow the fuck down and promote your fucking games instead of release 20 and be like, oh, this game didn't deliver as what we expected. We expected 15 billion sales in the first week. Don't do that. But no, I'm actually very interested in Harvestella. I was very interested when they first announced it in, I think it was a direct or whatever in June, or yeah, I think it was like a direct mini they had for June. That was really good, and I'm excited for that. That one's definitely going to be a Let's Play, which that also has a demo as well, which I will cover after Star Ocean. Stone Ocean is JoJo. So yeah, actually maybe because of the freaking with how much not that lot of time, maybe I will do the Downfield Chronicles demo. We'll see. Sonic Forces coming out on the 8th. I've heard nothing but good things about Sonic Forces from like people who played the demo at TGS. I don't think I'm going to get it. I like Sonic games, don't get me wrong, but like there is a moment where I'm like, I do want to complete games, you know, like I want platinum and all that stuff, and I don't know how the Sonic Forces it's not Sonic Forces, it's Sonic Frontiers. What the fuck? Sonic Frontiers. I don't know why I said Forces. That was a other game. But Sonic Frontiers, I don't know how it's going to work, so we'll see. God of War Ragnarok is coming out on the 9th, and I'm excited for that. I cannot wait. I know I think I did either 1 or 2 live streams of God of War, and then I just played it off screen. And I think I might do something similar to that. So where I'll just live stream maybe like my first couple of hours of God of War Ragnarok, and then I just play it on my own for no particular reason. Or maybe I might decide, like, you know what? Maybe it'll just be a live stream series, because right now nothing that's coming out is very like, oh, this will be a live stream series. So maybe God of War Ragnarok will be a live stream series. If I do that, I'll probably do it on that Thursday. I can't do it on the day that it releases because I'll be getting a physical version of it, and GameStop doesn't open until like 11 or 10 a.m. and that's when I know the stream will be 10 a.m. So yeah, unless they, I know it's been a while, but like GameStop used to be like, oh yeah, come in at like 7 p.m. the previous day, and you can pick it up. If they do that, then maybe I'll stream it on that Monday, on that day. And if I do that, then I will stream God of War every Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time for roughly 3 hours. So there's that. I mentioned this before, Tactics Orc Reborn. That actually got leaked a bit, and then they finally announced it, and much like all the other games, I haven't seen much of it. Granted, yes, they still have a ways to go. I mean, they have a little over a month. But I feel like they should really focus on promoting their goddamn games that are not Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, or Dragon Quest. Which there are a lot of Dragon Quest games coming out, but only in Japan. You know, Dragon Quest 10 and all that shit. Goat Simulator 3, not for me. I know Goat Simulator 1 was free for PlayStation Plus members. I did pick that up. I haven't touched it, but yeah. Dark Pictures, The Devil in Me. I haven't played any of the Dark Picture games before. It's somewhat, I think it's made by the same people that made the Quarry and Until Dawn, so there's that. And then we got Pokemon Scarlet and Violet also coming out on the 18th as well, which again will be a Let's Play. I don't know which one will be the one I will play, but we'll see. I'll probably just do the same thing that I did with Sword and Shield. I'll like flip a coin. I know for sure when it was Diamond and Pearl, it was for sure going to be Pearl because that was the one that I liked. And then finally, December, which has a couple of games coming out. Only a couple of them that I'm very interested in. We have the Callisto Protocol coming out on the 2nd, as well as Marvel's Midnight Sun. I think Marvel's Midnight Sun is basically somewhat like XCOM in a way, so I'm not too keen on that. But Callisto Protocol is, I think, is made by the same people that made Dead Space, which is crazy because considering there's like a Dead Space remake coming out later or early next year. That I'll probably touch. Callisto Protocol might be a live stream series. I don't know. There's man. There's so many games coming out in just this quarter alone. Like, I think there's like 10 games that could be on that list of my top 10 games. And then, of course, you gotta look at all the other games that came out. So I was like, it's crazy. Maybe I'll do like a one stream first. I'll be like, all right, let's check out how it looks on on that Saturday. The Saturday after it comes out, I'll be like, all right, let's do a live stream series. All right, or not live stream series. Let's just do a live stream. Like, oh, look at that. Like, okay, it plays like this, plays like that. Okay, it's not bad. Maybe I'll pick it up. Maybe I won't pick it up. We'll see. We have Dragon Quest Treasures coming out on the 9th. Looks pretty cute. It follows Eric and his sister from Dragon Quest 11, so which I freaking love Dragon Quest 11. And then we have probably the game I'm most looking forward to in this quarter is Crisis Core Final Fantasy VII Reunion. I freaking love Crisis Core. That's definitely going to be a Let's Play, and I cannot wait for that. I freaking love Crisis Core, and I cannot wait for Reunion to come out later this year. All right, guys, that's it for the previous quarter and the last quarter. I know I kind of went on a big tangent about the Live Alive and Square Enix in general and a little bit about Atlas in a way. Oh, by the way, there is a concert for Persona coming October 8th and 9th. There's no game announcement. At least that's what Atlas said. They could be completely lying through their teeth. I highly doubt it. But they usually do announce games at the concerts, but I guess they're not doing that. So I'm just going to say this flat out right now. Besides the announcement, and I think I mentioned this before, besides the announcement of Persona 3, 4, and 5 being able to be playable on everything, Persona 3 and 4 aren't even, Persona 3 Golden and Persona 4, Persona 4 Golden and Persona 3 Portable aren't coming out. They're coming out sometime next year between January and June. The Persona 25th anniversary has been a gigantic bust. Yes, there was a lot of merchandise stuff that was cool, but it was mostly just for people in Japan. You know, there was like, oh, here's all the collaborations that we're doing with local Japan businesses or blah, 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 blah. Here's freaking mouthwash. Here's toothpaste. Here's soda. Here's underwear. Here's this. Here's that. Everywhere else kind of got the raw deal. Persona 4 Ultimax Redux or whatever it's called. I was like, okay, that's probably the best thing that they've done so far. And then they announced this, like, finally, the Persona 25th anniversary means something. I still kind of hold on some hope that they are going to do something with Persona 1 and 2, the Persona 2 duology. I kind of still hold hope on that because they should. Don't ignore Persona 1 and 2. Those games are, I mean, they definitely don't play like Persona, like the rest of Persona 3 and onwards, but they're still fantastic games. From the little bit that I've played of them. I've never beaten them, but just do that. Because I would love to cover those games. Because I want to cover them. But yeah. But all right, guys, that's it. Like I said, I went on a big tangent and everything. I'm definitely going to cut something out. But yeah, thank you all for watching this video. There's a lot of stuff coming out, and be on the lookout for that and the possible review of Xenoblade Chronicles 3. If I do a review, it probably won't be until mid to end of October, maybe the beginning of November, if I do one. Yeah, be on the lookout. I hope you guys have been enjoying everything we have. Like, I hope you've been enjoying Xenoblade Chronicles 3. I hope you've been enjoying Soul Hackers 2. I hope you'll enjoy Pokemon. Hope you enjoy Plague's Tale, Resident Evil, Bayonetta, all those games I've covered. I hope you enjoy the demos, and let me know, and I'll talk about this too, but let me know in those demo videos if you guys are interested in it. And of course, I gotta give my feelings about it too. With Valkyrie Elysium, I kind of get my feelings like, it's fun, but I don't know, type thing, blah, 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 blah. We'll see. Alright, guys. Thank you all so much for watching once again, and I'll see you guys in the next update video. Bye.